Good Thursday morning, everybody. This is the Iceman on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel, the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel. And I'm going to talk about a couple things. First off, I want to talk about AJ Styles and his attitude change, his ego change since coming to the WWE. I remember first seeing AJ in his very, very early days in WCW. He was really a nobody. He was only there for a short time, and then he emerged back when TNA Impact Wrestling started. And when he started in TNA started making this man a household name, because at the time no one ever heard of AJ Styles. And throughout his career in TNA, through the most part, through the middle 2000s, actually past 2010, he was the biggest thing really in TNA. They pushed him pretty good. He became TNA champion. He was an X Division champion. AJ Styles. I mean, when you talked about TNA Impact Wrestling, it was like AJ Styles. I mean, it was like much like back in the 80s when you talked about the WWE. It was Hulk Hogan. But TNA was, very high on AJ, and he went through a number of different changes throughout TNA. But all in all, if it wasn't for TNA Impact Wrestling, Jeff Jarrett, and Dixie Carter, really, AJ would not have been a well-known name. Yes, he wrestled in Ring of Honor. He went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. But you got to understand, AJ's mark was made in TNA Impact Wrestling. So, TNA, much like the WWE, wanted to sell merchandise. They had their shop. They had their, you had that brown bag gift. Everybody remembers Don West selling that. And so TNA did pretty good on selling merchandise for AJ Styles. So towards the end of 2012, 2013, AJ was getting disgruntled with TNA. His contract was up. He wanted more money. Dixie could not pay him as much as he wanted. I think he lost a substantial amount of money he was offered. So he decided to leave TNA, the company that made him a household name. All well and good. You want to leave, you want to go better yourself. I get that. I understand that. But people don't realize, throughout all those years when AJ was a big star in TNA wrestling, the WWE wanted no part of him. They could care less. They had no interest in AJ whatsoever. And even after AJ left Impact Wrestling in 2013, he ended up going back to like the likes of New Japan and Ring of Honor. And finally, a few years later, since the WWE expanded their brands, they had NXT, they had the SmackDown brand, obviously the Raw brand. They wanted to expand their roster. So they finally reached out to AJ Styles. And he finally signed a contract with him. All well and good. More money. He wants to secure, his family for the future. Great. But now that the WWE has pushed AJ Styles to be so big, they've actually made his ego so much bigger than really what it should be. Yes, he's still a great wrestler. He still can do what he can do in the ring like that he did many, many years ago. But now, when he talks about TNA, he ditses them. He's been ditsing them about them selling merchandise. He should be flattered that TNA is still trying to sell his merchandise. But his way of thinking is, they're still trying to make money off of me. Well, look at it this way, AJ. If it wasn't for TNA taking you in, you wouldn't be making money in the WWE today. And that's where you gotta sit back and you gotta think. You gotta appreciate TNA Impact Wrestling for making you who you are today. Yes, you moved up to another level, but without that lower level of TNA Impact Wrestling, you would not be in the WWE right now. You would not be facing a Seth Rollins in a Money in the Bank pay-per-view for the Universal title. That's what it's all about. Stepping stones. And you're the one who left Impact Wrestling. They didn't get rid of you. So as far as I'm concerned, with all the library footage that they have, if they still want to sell merchandise on you, what right don't they have? Just because you're no longer with the company. Because you were with them a hell of a lot longer than you've been in the WWE today. So AJ, take that ego, tuck it in your back pocket, go out there and do your job like you've always done. And don't worry about what TNA is doing today, because like I said, you left them. They didn't leave you. This is the Iceman on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. Give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. Have yourself a great Thursday, everybody.